I think probably, yeah, computer says d5. Wow, I'm finding a lot of the top moves. All right, I'm proud of myself. Let's go. All right, my chess champions, welcome back to another episode of Brush Off the Dust like a 1700. So, the last session I played like 3 games, and I felt like we made some good momentum. Before we jump into another game today, I want to briefly just summarize what I've been doing lately because I'm feeling the progress right now. So I'm doing a bunch of things. First of all, I'm editing chess videos every single day. So I'm like constantly looking at myself, commentating. I'm constantly analyzing whether what I'm saying makes sense. I'm also playing more often and more intensely. So I feel like last night when I played, I just had much more focus and intensity, much more awareness as I was playing. And also as I'm analyzing my games, I'm spending a little more time. So let me know in the comments if you like that in the videos. But the goal of this series is for me to get better and back to 1700. And I think a little extra analysis is going to help me do that. I also started some endgame studies, that it's a chessable course that the book Perpetual Chess recommended. Really awesome. If you're like 1200 or above, I think it's an amazing course. I'm like a third of the way through maybe. Also, I've been watching videos. So I learned a new Carl line from Eric Rosen, which I mentioned recently. We haven't tested it out yet, but we're going to. I've been watching a couple episodes of Daniel Deruditsky's Speed Run, which is in my opinion, the best chess content on the internet. It's amazing. His original speedrun, I haven't really seen the other ones. I'm rewatching it again for like, I don't know, the 3rd time or something. He's just incredible. And I've been watching some of Grandmaster Akobian's videos. I'm not watching like a ton every day, but when I write them all out in list form, these are the things I'm doing throughout the week. I'm reading the book Perpetual Chess Improvement by Ben Johnson, which is basically like the Bible on chess improvement and, separating fact from fiction and from murky areas. And lastly, I also started training to play blindfolded because that just, who doesn't want to have that skill, right? So this was another recommendation from the Perpetual Chess Improvement book by Ben Johnson. He mentioned the Invisible Chess podcast, and I've listened to the first few episodes and done the exercises, and it's actually really awesome. And I was able to solve like 80-90% of, he kind of poses like some puzzles and stuff. And I was very impressed that I was even able to do it. I mean, I'm not gifted at that, at blindfold chess, but yeah. So I'm doing a lot of stuff right now. I'm really motivated. I hope we can get some serious momentum back in the in our ratings here, and as well as on the channel. Help me build the channel, guys. Send this to some of your friends. Share it on social media. Let's get it going. And with that, let's jump into a game and keep the journey alive. All right, opponent is 1650. We are 1550, roughly. Okay, they're going to do like a Perk King's Indian setup. What I normally do is I take 3 pawns to the center, not 4 because it gets a little too hard to defend, and just develop normally. After they develop, they have pressure here, so let's develop to extra protect this. Could blunt the bishop. Let's just castle. Keep good on the clock for right now. Okay, they're doing kind of like a hedgehog type setup. Yeah, let's just shut down their bishop. I'm going to keep this diagonal closed. Yeah, I think we take this way. Now my bishop is, my bishops are pointed at their king. Although, yeah, it might be hard for me to hold this pawn long term. I did this to uncover this. Yep, they might finally be winning that pawn. Okay. Let's create a counter threat. So threatening to take if the knight takes. But I guess bishop can take. So we also have a little tension here. So bishop should take, and then I may have just lost this bishop. I think they should play. Okay, I think they slight inaccuracy. They win a pawn though, I think. If they play correctly, because they get a discovery. So I think they had bet. Well, yeah, they win this pawn. But I do get some development. Where do the rooks belong? I have 3 available files. Oh, I forgot they could do that. Could also play an in-between move here, but might be too cheeky. Well, yeah, let's just take. Okay. I'm down to undouble my pawns. So they are up a pawn. Okay, maybe they aren't going to recapture. Okay. That pawn was hanging. I need to prevent them from controlling my second rank here. Just improve the pieces. I need to get this rook in the game. Ooh, if they ever come off the file, there's a pretty nasty tactic here, so they need to be a little careful. Just keep the time pressure on, keep it complicated. Threatening to take. Okay, develop with tempo. I think last move they maybe should have jumped in on my second rank. Okay, defend our pawn. Defend our pawn. Prepare to stack the rooks. Ooh, also, maybe I should have done this probably and just given them. Okay, let's do it now because this is very strong. They can have this pawn. Yeah. Okay, let's just defend the pawn while we think of a more permanent plan here. How do I need to increase the pressure on this rank. Okay, that's just a little blunder. All right. All right, guys. I'm not the only one who blunders their queen still, occasionally. All right, well, that was a little bit anticlimactic. Anticlimatic. I forget how you spell and say that word.
Anticlimactic.
But yeah, pretty good game. Let's do a quick review. I did feel like in the opening, and also by the way, guys, well, first of all, if you have any questions on the game, comment below. Anytime, put a timestamp like, hey, Cody, at 1:30, why'd you do this? Let me know. I'm happy to comment. Also, if the analysis of the games bores you, you can just skip to the next episode. But I'm really trying to learn. And I think, I know that analyzing games is a very important part of learning, which I now know from having read part of Ben Johnson's book. So we're going to spend a little extra time, go a little bit extra into the weeds sometimes here to improve. Okay, so here, this is kind of a hedgehog setup where hedgehog is like, they have like pawns on all like on the third rank. I think it's like this pawn is normally gone though. Anyways, I didn't know what my game plan should be here. Do I like which pawn should I play? So let's see what computer says. Computer says h3, a3, or rook a e1. Interesting. What does computer think of my move? Seems fine with it. So in lieu of that, in lieu of me being a human, I think this makes sense because, I'm trying to shut down this bishop. Meanwhile, like both my bishops are active. Although black did a really good job of trying to undermine this pawn. So, I mean, I basically ended up losing the pawn eventually. Computer says d takes c6 is best, which seems kind of crazy to me. I guess they have a long-term weakness here. They say knight d4. Yeah, I don't quite understand the logic there. So let's move on. But well, maybe it's because I'm losing the pawn otherwise. That's probably why. And so I also wanted to take... well, I guess it doesn't really matter. Taking with the pawn, I'm going to end up with an isolated pawn here either way. So, okay. Yeah, I think... Okay, yeah, no, I like this. In general, this is just it's very strong to have a bishop here long term. Like you can get mates with the queens still on the board. So, and it really restricts their king. So that's usually a good move if you can get a bishop in on this diagonal here. So here I think they could have played like bishop f8, hitting me here. And then this is hanging, so I have to like defend. And then they just come and take this pawn. Let's see. So they went there. Yeah, in retrospect, I mean, I kind of just blundered here because I forgot that this was being attacked. But because they didn't go bishop f8, because there was no, other threat, maybe I could have gone like queen d3. Yeah, computer says queen d3. I don't really like queen c4 because that helps them develop. But yeah, queen d3, you put your queen on safe squares, guys, so that you don't just help your opponent develop for free. Or they say queen f4. That's kind of strange though. Queen f4, and what happens if they take though? So, oh, I guess this is also hanging. Oh, that's why I went here. Okay. So their move works actually because they made another threat. Okay, I take it back. All right. Yeah. So I wasn't sure. Do I go here with the rooks? Do I go here with the rooks? Not sure. Computer says rook 81, so whatever. I guess I did the wrong one, but yeah, we basically have to trade here. I mean, our bishop is hanging and we can't move it anywhere, so we have to basically trade. And I'm down to the thing is, like, when your pawns are weak like this, like, I could go here, but like, I don't know. You don't really want to, like, if black ever gets in like this, then my king is very vulnerable, like extra vulnerable long term. So I was like, all right, if you want to trade, that's fine. They did not trade. And in retrospect, maybe rook d2. Yeah, computer says rook d2 is best because we're preparing to stack the rooks and we defend the pawn. So, they made a threat. My move is just a bit inefficient. Like, okay, I get rid of their threat, but I didn't do anything positive. Versus if we do rook d2, we've defended the threat and we're ready to continue the development further. So let's see. Yeah, rook c7. So what I said in the game was correct. Rook c7 super strong here. And remember, guys, how I was saying, like, I was, throughout the game, I said I need to make sure they don't infiltrate my second rank. Well, guess what we eventually did to them? And, I mean, you see it. Look how passive this is now. Like, this rook is just sitting here doing nothing just to defend this. Meanwhile, I'm using all three, or soon to be all three of my pieces against black. And again, here, like, I claim the second rank so they don't get, first of all, to defend this pawn, but also because that's important. There's a saying that rooks belong on the second rank. Well, there's two sayings. Rooks belong in the open file, and they belong on the 7th. Or if you're black, they belong on the second rank. Okay. And yeah, just queen blunder. But I mean, like, it's hard to find moves here as black. Like, what do you... Like, maybe you push so that you can get the queen back in or something. I think probably, yeah, computer says d5. Wow, I'm finding a lot of the top moves. All right, I'm proud of myself. Let's go. Let's go. So the idea here is that you can, like, bring the queen back and then either trade or you can maybe, with the queen there, you can try to reclaim this 7th rank yourself. So, all right, that was pretty good first game. Let's play a second one.